I'm a 1,000-year-old fox spirit. My dad said I gotta repay a debt before I can ascend. So I headed down the mountain and tracked down the guy who saved me, Xu Zheng. I slipped into his dream and asked what he wanted. He said he wanted someone. I searched through everything I could find. Nothing. First life. I turned myself into a woman and married him. We had a respectful marriage, raised kids together, the whole package. On his 50th birthday, he poisoned himself. As he was dying, I asked why. He said a wife was never what he wanted. You've got people to lean on now. I can die with no regrets. I came back empty-handed. Second life. I became a man and became his sworn brother. From now on, I'm your big brother. Xu Zheng agreed without hesitation. I thought this time it'd work out. But at 40, Xu Zheng left a note saying there was someone he could never stop thinking about, then jumped off a cliff. I went back to the mountain bawling. Dad, this dude is not normal. Just yesterday, he asked me to go hiking with him. Turns out he was scouting a cliff to die on. Dad just sighed. You're the dense one, go train more. Third time down the mountain, I watched him sleep and just could not figure it out. What kind of person would actually make this man want to live? Next morning, Dad found me still knocked out in the cave, totally confused. He carefully asked, Kid, you giving up on repaying that debt? What's there to repay? You can't save someone who's dead set on dying. I used to think giving my all would be enough. Now I know that means nothing. I couldn't hold it in anymore. I spilled everything to Dad about my disaster of a journey. First life, I played the helpless act, and Xu Zheng took me in right away. I stayed by his side and took care of everything. Meals, daily life, all of it. All I wanted was for him to live peacefully and chase whatever he was after. Once he died of old age, I'd finally be done with my mission. So whatever he wanted to do, whatever problems came up, I had his back. No questions asked. Even when he'd quit halfway and jump to something new, I still backed him up every time. People in Jincheng said I brought him luck. The Xu family only went up from the day I walked in. Then he said he wanted to take a concubine, and I went all in, because I thought he was finally going after the person he actually wanted. But halfway through, he suddenly backed out. I asked him why. I even offered to give up my spot as the main wife. Xu Zheng refused, just said he didn't want to marry anyone. For years after that, I was still the only one by his side. Everyone in Jincheng envied us, like the perfect lifelong couple. Noble ladies kept coming to me asking for my secret to keeping a man. Then came Xu Zheng's 50th birthday. People from all over the capital showed up to celebrate. I threw him a massive banquet. While I was out front greeting guests, Xiaoxi came running in a panic. Ma'am, something's wrong. The master collapsed in the backyard. By the time I got there, he was barely breathing. I asked him why right before the end. He said back then, he took me in because he felt bad seeing me all alone. The kids are grown, you've got support, I'm good with this. I begged him to tell me who it was. I'd find them. But he didn't get another word out. He went too fast. Peaceful for him, not so much for me. Sure, I live way longer than humans, but those decades still count as my time. He checked out that easily. Was it really worth everything I gave? I kept him safe all those years. I told Dad through tears. I burned through decades of cultivation for absolutely nothing. Dad watched me grow up. He knows better than anyone how hard I trained. While other fox spirits were out grabbing fruit, I was meditating. While they were out falling in love, I was still grinding away. Everyone said ascending was impossible. Just getting immortality was already a win. I kept going anyway. By the time their grandkids were born, I was still at it. 1,000 years of straight suffering. But none of that hurt as bad as losing Xu Zheng. And I wasted decades of training just to be by his side. Dad asked if I was giving up on ascending. I shook my head hard. No way. So I went down to the underworld and asked for a favor. Let me reincarnate again so I could finish what I started. Otherwise, who knows how many more centuries before Xu Zheng comes back as a human. This time around, I was going to find out exactly who he couldn't stop thinking about. I didn't rush to find Xu Zheng.